Make sure you've read your recipe, you've gathered your ingredients, and gathered your equipment before cooking, ladies and gentlemen. And as usual, make sure you have parent permission and their supervision when working in the kitchen. Because you're going to be using an Instapot or a quick cooker, you definitely want to make sure you have proper supervision. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the kitchen. And today we're going to be making some homemade chicken noodle soup using some of our kitchen technology that we have. And so I'm using what's called an Instapot or a quick cooker. And so it's going to allow us to cook a little bit quicker. In the classroom we have access to two Instapots. And so we will be using those throughout the year in order to make different dishes. So I've set my Instapot right now on to sear. And what we're going to do is just quickly brown our vegetables. And so I'm going to add just a little neutral oil to this, which is a veggie oil. About 2 tablespoons worth. And let that heat up. And into our recipe, we're using onions, carrots, and celery. We refer to this in culinary arts as the mirror paw. We use that to develop flavors and overall flavor in our product. In our spice blend, we have 2 bay leaves, rosemary, thyme, parsley. And this is a dry herb, so just kind of be mindful that the more dry herbs that you use, the more potent it will be. And then we also have our noodles, which we're using egg noodles in. And then we have our broken down chicken, the one that we did the other day. We're using that broken down chicken, the dark meat, which is the legs and the thigh, the wings, the chicken tenders from out of it. And then we're also going to be using the bones in order to enhance the flavor of our stock or our broth. So I'm going to add our carrots. At this point, our carrots, our celery, and our onions to our quick cooker. And we're going to let those cook just a little bit. I am going to season with a little salt because the salt's going to draw out some of the moisture. And a little black pepper because, again, we always want to season every step of the way. Again, we are going to do a little multitasking, which means that we're going to clean our dishes as we go. And we're going to let these kind of slowly come up to a little sizzle. And we're going to get just a little brown on them. So you can hear this beginning to do its little sizzle in the pot. And it is releasing liquid. And it smells really good. We say that this is a great way to induce appetite with our guests. And so, like I said, if we weren't necessarily hungry, this will help induce the appetite. To this, we're going to add all of our dry herbs, and they're going to start releasing their oils into the dish as well. And now it's starting to smell like one of those favorite November holidays that people enjoy if you are a holiday person. Now we're going to add our protein to here. And again, our protein being our meat pieces. And you'll see I'm using tongs. You don't necessarily have to use your hands for this. And we're not browning the meat. We're actually going to begin cooking at this stage. And I'm going to season with an additional tablespoon of chicken bouillon. You have to be careful with chicken bouillon because when you use it, it can be salty. So I'm going to turn off our quick cooker or Instapot, and we're going to readjust the settings now. So I'm adjust the settings at this point so that we cook our protein. So we're going to set it on chicken. Most of them may have settings like this. And I'm going to add water. This is about 4 cups of water in this container, so there's 8 cups. But we're not going to use all 8 cups. And according to our quick cooker, it only takes 15 minutes to cook chicken from start to finish. So we're going to add our lid, turn it, and then we're going to start. And with a quick cooker or Instapot, it cooks using pressure. And so again, it uses less time when cooking. And make sure I hit start, and I did. It locks, the container locks, so that way you can't open it during the cooking and it's safer to use. As we know, every pressure cooker is different. And so we've come to the end of our pressurized time. So now we're slowly releasing the pressure. And in a few moments, we'll be able to open up our lid and then check out our broth. And then we'll have our next steps where we're going to cook our egg noodles in. You'll see that there's a little lock right here, so we just have to wait patiently. So now we're going to remove our lid and then check on our product. So we're going to scoot this a little bit closer. And we're going to place this up here. Tilt it. And so we can see our meat. It's completely cooked. Take our thermometer, make sure it registers at 165. Held for 10 to 15 seconds. And we're registering at 205 degrees, so we know that we are completely cooked there. And what we're going to do is just remove our proteins at this point. And we're going to shred the meat off. The bones. And then we're going to add it back to our soup broth. And you see how that's falling apart now. So just be mindful, every quick cooker and pressure cooker cooks differently, so you want to make sure that you follow the directions according to your individual quick cooker or the one that's in the classroom. And we have our veggies down here, and we're going to go ahead and add our egg noodles so that they can begin cooking. And I'm shredding the meat using 2 forks. And again, this meat will go back into our soup. Alright, now that we have our meat shredded and our noodles are cooked in our broth, we're going to go ahead and add our shredded meat to our soup. Again, this is white meat and dark meat. And then we want to taste our broth to make sure we need to adjust for seasonings. That's really good. We're just going to add just a little salt. And some black pepper to our soup. And you can see the onions and the carrots. And then the egg noodles there. And this is our finished product. Happy cooking, ladies and gentlemen.